Hey guys, how you going? Hey guys, are you worried about 5G or EMFs? Well, I'd like to introduce you to the sponsor of this video. It's a business who supports the truth. It's EMF harmonised and they sell EMF protection technology. It's like Tesla technology. The technology filters out the harmful RF radio frequency waves and has been scientifically proven to do so. As we use our computers, phones and tablets, the EMFs damage our DNA. In other words, consider getting some EMF protection from the link below, as you'll protect yourself, you'll help the growth of my channel, and you'll help fellow truth supporting businesses. And just so you can see the products for yourself, this is the products. And it gives you, even the website will give you a lot of information. So if you'd like to check it out, the link will be down below. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate your support. Okay, guys, let's roll with today's one from Lady Canuck. More than 170 arrested and charged following a large-scale human trafficking investigation. 19 face federal charges. Let's just try and make that bigger. Tallahassee, Florida, more than 170 total arrests have been made on charges ranging from solicitation of prostitution to human trafficking of a minor. 19 defendants have been indicted on federal charges as a result of a 2-year multi-agency investigation led by the Tallahassee Police Department. Lawrence Keefe, United States Attorney for the Northern District of Florida, Tallahassee Police Chief Lawrence E. Revelle, and Lorena Bueno, Assistant State Attorney for the Second Judicial Court, made the announcement at a press conference in Tallahassee, Florida. The victims of sex trafficking crimes need our help, said U.S. Attorney Keefe. As a society, we must all do our part to be there for them in any way that we can. For as long as I'm United States Attorney, I will do everything I can to contribute to multi-agency efforts to make federal resources available and to assist your state attorney, your police department and your sheriff as they protect our children and guard this community. According to Chief Revelle, the investigation began in November 2018 when investigators from Tallahassee Police Department saw that images of a minor were being posted on a website advertising sex for money. The investigation, dubbed Operation Stolen Innocence, uncovered an enormous amount of electronic evidence that required months to evaluate. This electronic evidence allowed investigators to further develop the scope and extent of the case. As a result, 72 suspects were charged with misdemeanors and notices to appear, while 106 suspects were charged with felonies. Of that 106, 19 defendants faced federal felony charges. This investigation is a testament to how diligent our investigators work to enhance the quality of life for everyone in this community, especially our vulnerable population. They work tirelessly to bring justice to the victim in this case, and were able to make an unprecedented number of human trafficking-related arrests, Chief Revelle said. I could not be prouder of the steadfast efforts of our investigators and the joint effort with our partners to stop the illegal and dehumanising practice of human trafficking. The federal charges in this case include enticement and coercion of a minor to engage in sexual activity, enticement and coercion of a minor to engage in prostitution, production and or receipt of child pornography, transfer of obscene material to a minor, sex trafficking a minor, and conspiracy to sex traffic a minor. It is difficult to comprehend the depravity of these criminals who prey on the most innocent in our society, said Kevin Sibley, Acting Special Agent in charge of the Homeland Security Investigations Tampa Field Office. Thanks to the collective efforts of the Tallahassee Police Department and HSI Special Agents, our local communities are significantly safer today as a result of this investigation. These cases resulted from investigations by the Tallahassee Police Department, the Department of Homeland Security Investigations, the U.S. Marshal Service, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and the Leon County Sheriff's Office. The federal cases are being prosecuted by Assistant United States Attorney Michelle Spavin. An indictment is merely an allegation by a grand jury that a defendant has committed a violation of federal criminal law and is not evidence of guilt. All defendants are presumed innocent and entitled to a fair trial, during which it will be the government's burden to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. The United States Attorney Office for the Northern District of Florida is one of 94 offices that serve the nation's principal litigators under the direction of the Attorney General. To access available public court documents online, please visit the U.S. District Court for Northern District of Florida website. And for more information about the United States Attorney's Office, Northern District of Florida, visit this website here. Okay. Then this one from Donald J. Trump. California, 2 charged with voter fraud, allegedly submitted thousands of applications on behalf of homeless. Wow. 2 individuals have been charged with multiple counts of voter fraud after allegedly submitting fraudulent voter registration applications on behalf of homeless people, according to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. NBC4 reports Carlos Antonio de Bourbon Montenegro, 53, and Marcos Raul Aravello, 34, were charged in a 41-count criminal complaint filed last week. The pair faces 1 count of conspiracy to commit voter fraud, 8 counts of voter fraud, 4 counts of procuring and offering a false or forged instrument, and 4 misdemeanor counts of interference with the prompt transfer of a completed affidavit, according to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. Montenegro, I don't know how to say that, is also facing an additional 10 counts of voter fraud, 7 counts of procuring and offering a false or forged instrument, 2 counts of perjury, and 5 misdemeanor counts of interference with a prompt transfer of a complete affidavit. Montenegro, maybe that's how you say it, submitted over 8,000 fraudulent voter registration applications between July and October of this year, according to the District Attorney's Office. Additionally, he allegedly falsified names, addresses and signatures on nomination papers under penalty of perjury to run for mayor in the city of Hawthorne. He faces a maximum sentence of 15 years in prison, while, oh my goodness, Arvelo faces up to 7 years. The matter remains under investigation, reports NBC4. And then, from We the Inevitable, Ukraine has now listed Joe Biden as wanted on Class A felony charges. Okay, and this is from OAN.
Prosecutor General Victor Shokin, in exchange, candidate and former Vice President Joe Biden finds himself in more hot water this week. Just confirmed, a Ukrainian court ordered Joe Biden to be formally listed in a criminal case. The crime? The alleged firing of Ukraine's former Prosecutor General Victor Shokin in exchange for dropping an investigation into Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and the company for which he was a board member, Burisma Oil. Shokin formally called for an investigation into his firing back in February of 2020, claiming the Ukrainian government at the time relieved Shokin of his post in exchange for $1 billion in loan guarantees promised by Biden, a bribe Biden himself admitted to doing.
The prosecutor's not fired. You're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. You got fired.
But at the time Shokin called for this case back in February, the courts listed one of the defendants as an unnamed American, an individual widely understood to be Joe Biden, Obama's Ukraine point man. But Biden was never formally named. Now, the courts have ruled it is improper to conceal Biden's name and that there is sufficient evidence to proceed with an investigation. The ruling cannot be appealed. Another key development in this story is the release of a series of telephone conversations that has garnered major questions. Andrei Derkach, a member of parliament in Ukraine, in a press conference Tuesday released what he says appear to be voice recordings of then Secretary of State John Kerry, Vice President Joe Biden, and then President of Ukraine Poroshenko, discussing the Burisma case and discussing the removal of Viktor Shokin. Neither Kerry, Biden, nor Poroshenko have affirmed the verity of these recordings. The recordings appear to have been leaked from government officials and whistleblowers, but are currently being verified. Ukrainian President Zelensky stated he anticipates more developments over the course of the summer and says the case could qualify as high treason. Candidate Biden has yet to respond to this latest development. Chanel Vian, One American News, the White House.
Wow. So that's pretty interesting. Let's hope something happens pretty quickly there. I have a funny feeling once it comes out, it's going to just pour out. 3 days, 3 nights. Centra is rumoured to be the name of the software program that allows for coordinated censorship across big tech. And that's correct. Sarah A. Carter, Twitter CEO, admits it was a mistake to lock the New York Post out of its Twitter account after the Hunter Biden expose. Stop Censorship social media czars had to explain, and failed to explain, their policies behind restricted content. And they have. And this one. This was interesting.
It can be difficult to know who is telling the truth, especially in this politically charged culture with two opposite sides and two polar opposite narratives, but the Bible actually gives a litmus test by which you can know who is being genuine. In 1 Kings, there are 2 mothers who give birth, but one mother accidentally rolls onto her baby in the nighttime and suffocates her child, and he dies. So she replaces her dead baby with the other mom's alive baby, but when the other mom wakes up, she looks and doesn't recognize this child. This isn't my baby. So they go before King Solomon for a judgment, and he asks God for wisdom. He comes back and says, I'll tell you what, I'll take my sword and divide the alive baby in half. Each of you can keep half. That sounds fair and equal. One mom rejoices at the fairness and equality. If I can't have an alive baby, nobody will. The other mom just wants to see her baby live and says, no, fine, you take it. And Solomon gives that mom the alive baby. See, one side wants equality, but they're ready to divide, burn, loot, kill, and abort in order to get their way. And the other side wants to protect truth and life.
That was very well said. And that's from Ruth Phillips and Vincent Kennedy. From Rosie Memos. Hollywood sign is being threatened by fire. God is mad, and they took the Trump sign down. And apparently, I don't know if any of you know who Tracy Beans is, but her house got burnt down too in the fires. So prayers for you guys over there. From Marie Q, Dominion voting systems might also be a part of the false positive COVID testing. From Dominion Diagnosis. Oh, okay, I see. COVID antibody serology testing. Well, there you go. Wow, that's interesting. So they're pretty much running the flu through these things and telling everyone they're COVID. Okay. From President-elect Betty Black, I keep seeing these new mask commercials on TV. Slowly the masks are looking more Islamic. Anyone else notice that? That's interesting. And this one from Ezra Levant. I thought this was supposed to be a conspiracy theory, but here it is straight from Trudeau's mouth. The pandemic is the excuse for a great reset of the world led by the UN. And I think if you search around, you can find most of our prime ministers and stuff saying the same thing. They're all part of it. This one from Major Patriot. The scope of this can't be overstated. This could bring everyone down, from Obama to the Clintons, certainly the Bidens, Brennan and the CIA, the FBI, senators, congressmen, governors, prominent members of the media. They all knew about Dominion. And I'd say worldwide. Then from Dan Bongino, he had some really good videos. He had the videos of Zuckerberg trying to explain his way out of, and he wasn't like answering questions. He's another one who doesn't answer questions. Antifa and BLM are racist terror groups. They worship violence and destruction, and they welcome racist and fascist in their ranks. Their filth and their parents are likely horrified that they spawn such degenerates and losers. And this one from Whitlash. Wuhan is the capital for fentanyl, organ harvesting, adrenochrome labs, big pharma creating man-made virus like AIDS, polio, bird flu, swine flu, MERS, SARS and corona, vaccines, Bitcoin mining, which is used for child and drug trafficking by the deep state. Wuhan is cabal central. And then this one from the X22 report. We caught them all. The Patriots are going to bring down the entire diseased, corrupt system. We the people are the cure. We always have been. And he was sharing rosy memos. Why are all the Dominion people deleting their profiles on LinkedIn, and looks like all their software engineers are in Serbia? Nothing could go wrong. LinkedIn can be a very interesting place to look at these people. For this one from Major Patriot. Funny how the same people that want to inject you with a tracer trip don't want voter ID. It's a bit of a contradiction in terms, isn't it? And then this one. President-elect Truth Hughes says yes, and Senator Marsha Blackburn, enough with the biased fact-checking, flagging and takedowns. At Facebook and Twitter, Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg don't get to play the gods of Silicon Valley. Looking forward to a robust discussion tomorrow, which is actually today. And as I said, Dan Bongino has some really good videos. I think Rumble, it's on Rumble. And he's covering the Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey. Brandon Straka. Ilhan Omar calls Trump rallies Klan rallies. So 73 million Americans are in the Klan now. And so many black Americans joined the Klan since 2016. Odd. And I'm not going to even play this because this lady's insane. From Carl. Barack Obama resigned from the Senate on November the 13th, 2008. Today is November the 15th. And Kamala Harris still hasn't resigned her seat. That just goes to show you that even they don't believe they'll be able to steal this election. And then this one from Melissa. So it's quite possible the Venezuelan people didn't vote for socialism after all. A certain vote counting software perhaps did it for them. See how this works? And now that crap is here. At least 30 states. Fix this now. Please release the Kraken, Sidney Powell. And that's pretty much what we're waiting for. Sidney Powell to release the Kraken. And from Major Patriot, I've got 2 words for you. Military tribunals. It's going to happen. And from N1 Nasty One, is linked to Dominion and Smartmatic from Nova. The undersea cable between Cuba and Venezuela also starts at the port. Saboni Beach, a place located 8.7 miles from the city of San Diego. A group of technicians is intensifying work to start the installation of the necessary infrastructure, which includes a communications centre. The start of the installation of the optic fibre cable from a place called Cari, near the Venezuelan port of Lagara. to get to Santiago de Cuba in the first few weeks of February this year is scheduled from January 18th to 20th. The cable, which is 1,012 miles long, will have a junction in Santiago de Cuba to give Cuba the possibility to connect with Jamaica and other Caribbean countries. The cost of this project is estimated at around $70 million US. At the time the cable gets to operate, the technological process will multiply the transmission speed 3,000 times, and it will not block the internet satellite services of Cuba. And this from Changing America, open now, Havana, February 9th, routers, a 1,000 mile, 1,600 kilometre undersea fibre optic cable trumpeted as a blow against the US trade embargo against Cuba has been strung from socialist ally Venezuela to the communist-led island, officials said on Wednesday. The cable, which will one day improve Cuba's slow-paced internet, was laid from a ship by the French company Alcatel-Lucent. It came in near the city of Santiago de Cuba in eastern Cuba, where Cuban officials, including Vice President Ramiro Valdez, awaited. According to Prensa Latina, Cuban Information and Communications Minister Medardo Diaz said the cable was a breach in the long-standing US trade embargo against the island, which Cuba has blamed for not having better internet service. Snip. When operational, the cable will provide download speeds 3,000 times faster than Cuba's current internet and be capable of handling millions of phone calls simultaneously. So that's pretty interesting. And from Sidney Powell herself, 15 hours ago, here's the outline of the great fraud against the country. Every red candidate anywhere who lost by less than 6% should be filing suit now or join existing suit. Moving ahead with affidavits against the machinery. Okay, and from the Honourable Colin Ticknell, MLC. Long day today and even longer tomorrow and Thursday in Parliament, holding the government and its departments to account. Budget and annual report hearings are very vital to the transparency and accounting of our democracy. Okay. So something's going on here. Department of Transport, Commissioner of Main Roads, Department of Water and Environmental, Department of Treasury, Department of Education, Western Australia Police Force, Department of Communities Disability Service, Department of Community Child Protection, Department of Communities Family and Domestic Violence, Lottery West, Department of the Premier and Cabinet. So I'd say they're taking the government to court to stop this, to hold them accountable. Okay. Peace Train Australia says, winning so bigly, Sidney Powell's dynamite. Why is no one talking about Five Eyes still Dostia Lie, Alexander Downer being on the Dominion Board of Trustees? Wow. And that was in response to Donald Trump. They will pack the courts. We won't let that happen. Okay, and this one from Awakened Outlaw. As the top tech country in the world, there is no reason to not develop and manufacture all our voting hardware and software here. Unless, of course, the intention was to get exactly what we have. One election system vendor uses developers in Serbia. Okay, guys, so I'm going to leave it there for today. That's the update. We're still waiting. We'll see what happens. And, guys, I'm having trouble getting through emails, messages, and everything else. I'm still having trouble. And life just gets in the way sometimes. Like, I still have to, do housework and gardening and all the stuff, yeah. All that stuff. But anyway, Okay, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.